Everyone gets depressed. You will experience some form of depression in your lifetime. Some of the strains are mild and fit more into a blues setting. Other people can fall so far that they hit the grotesque winnings of clinical depression. Advice isn't a set of instructions, it's more like a paint supply store. You give the renter the colors and the canvas is up to them to make something of it. Or ignore it altogether. This channel will have two sides to it, suspenseful creepypastas and true creepy stories. The other side will be advice. Yes, this might seem a little bipolar, but both are things I am interested in. The reason I don't show my face is because this type of YouTube video is not very interactive. There won't be lots of activity going on in this video unless I am face-to-face interviewing someone. This type of video is best enjoyed when played in the background on your computer or if you would like a radio show. I do hope to post both types of videos each day, which means 2 videos total. One for the darker creepypastas and the other for advice. Creepy true stories might be featured a little more than the advice since I need reader feedback for it. There are levels of depression. Some levels are easier to crawl out of. When your parent or loved one dies, even if it is expected due to illness, it will still send you into a form of depression. However, most people call the long road of depression the actual depression. These types of depression can sneak up on a person, for no good reason at all. Day 1. You seem fine. Second day, you feel mild, not insanely happy, not empty, just blah. The third day, you start to feel a little sad and listless. The fourth day, you start to feel sad, and you might lose interest in the activities or hobbies you once enjoyed. The fifth day, you become very, very sad. In this stage, you can lose all interest in talking to people. You don't feel like moving or leaving your house. The sixth day, the sadness you once had is gone. This appears and usually feels like a good thing at first glance, until you realize that the sadness hasn't been replaced with happiness, joy, or a mild emotion. You begin to feel empty. You lose interest in eating. You don't move, you don't do activities, you don't talk to people. The seventh day. The emptiness can become all-consuming, or the drunk effect starts to take place. If you get the drunk effect, reality seems like a joke. You can lose the ability to keep track of time. Sleep becomes an all-consuming activity. When you are in this stage, you might start to experience frightening nightmares. Being awake is like coming up for air when you are drowning in a sea of sleep. The eighth day. Nothing. You might feel literally weak if you can feel it all. Watching paint dry becomes a competitive sport. Slowly going through these levels of depression can make you feel alone because while you are wonderfully dancing with the wonders of depression, everyone around you might not notice a change at all. Trying to reach out to others becomes less important and people stop trying to track you down because you haven't kept up with your relationships. Symptoms of depression can last all day and include any combination of the following. Sadness throughout the day, nearly every day. Loss of interest or enjoyment of your favorite activities. Feelings of worthlessness. Extensive or inappropriate feelings of guilt. Thoughts of death or suicide. Trouble making decisions. Trouble concentrating. Feelings of irritability, fatigue, or lack of energy. Aches and pains such as headaches, stomach pain, joint pains, or other pain. Sleeping too much or too little. Change in appetite or weight. Feelings of restlessness or being slowed down. If you are suffering from major depression, you might notice a drastic change in how you were feeling, because a major depression will go up and down that week, using the 8 days I have already laid out. You never reach day 1 or 2, but you might be at a day 3 one day and you down to 8 the next. Once you get the winning major depression, your day will depend on the amount of sleep you get, your mood, and the food you eat. If your depression can last longer than 2 consecutive weeks and is constant all day long, then you have entered your major depression. This wonderfully long episode will also be accompanied by clinically significant distress or impaired functioning. Even if you are receiving treatment for your depression, you might still notice that you are experiencing the same symptoms you were before. If you are taking pills, talk to your doctor or a healthcare professional before you start taking your drugs, because it is very, very dangerous to do so without making sure you have medical help. How can you help someone with depression? If you suspect that someone you know has depression, they may be unwilling or unable to ask for help. Be supportive and open up those lines of communication. Try to avoid blaming them for not wanting to do the same old thing. Try to empathize with them as much as you can. People react to support differently. Although people with depression are less likely to want to go on a long-winded discussion about anything, let alone how they are feeling, you should keep the lines of communication open. Using your epic and well-trained skills of empathy, try to help them out as much as you can. This might vary from making a doctor's appointment for them, picking up their kids from school, or sitting next to them and hugging them when they cry. Hell, even a smile might make them feel a little less stressed out. Because depression is such a hard disorder to deal with by yourself, you should try to encourage your friend to seek help, whether it be in the form of online chat rooms, a support group, or going to the doctor. In the beginning, a little thing like being with like-minded people might help them realize they need to seek proper medical advice. I don't suggest pushing them into a mental hospital or taking them down to a psychiatrist unless they are self-harming or the depression is getting so bad you are seeing suicidal behavior. Letting them seek the psychologist will actually help them feel better in the long run. However, don't let them slip away again. Getting them hooked on a depression chat room or support group will help make that step. Taking care of someone while dealing with a loved one's depression can feel like a burden sometimes. It can be emotionally grueling. Taking care of yourself and discussing the issue with a trusted friend can relieve some of the stress. Just make sure that the person you are talking to knows not to go behind the depressed person's back and talk about them. Some good people to talk to would be a therapist or a school counselor. Take any conversation that turns to suicide with your depressed friends seriously. Don't make them shut up. Listen to what they have to say, even if it is in a joking manner. Laughter can hide a lot of pain, and making them shut up about the topic might make them feel as though they can't talk to you about how they are really feeling. If you feel as though the topic is headed away from jokes and just talking to actual actions, call a helpline or the emergency number, such as 911 in North America. I think it's 999 in Europe, if you have depression. The first thing you should do is accept the help of others. You might feel as though those worthless thoughts are making it so that no one wants you, but people do. Look for the people who are trying to help you and be open to them. Depression is a mental disorder and it does require medical help. Depression is one of the mental disorders that don't come with an easy home remedy. If you think or know you have depression, talk with a medical care professional like a clinic doctor, a therapist, or psychologist. It might be hard to take the first step. Talk to a trusted friend about your depression and ask for help. If they are a human being with any amount of empathy, they will help you. Not everyone who has depression needs to take pills. Talking to a psychologist will help them formulate a plan that is customized to you. A really good idea that I strongly suggest is keeping a journal when you find out you have depression. Keep track of your mood on that day, your symptoms, and your thoughts. This will help the psychologist to better understand exactly what you are going through and will help your customized plan. You may feel guilty or at fault for having depression because depression means that you have to rely on your loved ones. Try to express those feelings with your friends. Writing a letter or text message to them might be better than talking face to face. Your friends and loved ones want to help you through this harsh time, and if any of them are asshole enough to say they can't, forget them. You don't have to cry. It is better to know your feelings than to fake them for someone else's sake. Never let anyone tell you that depression is all in your head or that you can get over it. People who want to support you will shine through and get you to the other side of the wondrous drowning ocean that is depression. When talking to your friends, start off by trying to put your feelings into words. This might be hard as the feelings you might be feeling is nothing or emptiness. Keep them updated with your plan. They might be willing to, and you might want them to make sure you are taking your drugs, visiting your psychiatrist, especially when you don't want to get out of bed. Make a customized plan with your friends. Try to tell them what you need. If you have no clue what that might be, you should first ask them to just be there for you. Be a sounding board. Ask them to come into the pillow fort. Ask them to just sit and watch a crappy movie with you just because you don't want to be alone. You don't have to have an activity, you can just hang with them there. This is why having that awesome journal becomes handy, because having it might make it easier for you to figure out what you need. If your friends are uneducated about depression, share this video with them and then go out and explore what depression is. If you have depression, please talk to someone today. A friend, a hotline, chat room, support group, teacher, parent, social worker, family member, or a doctor. Don't be silent about this. You are useful, needed, and wanted. You are special and imperfect in your own way. Seek help, please. Everyone gets depression. Here is a short list of Hollywood stars that have depression. Knowing that other people have depression might make you feel less alone. People like Jim Carrey, Abraham Lincoln, Sir Winston Churchill, Princess Diana, Angelina Jolie, and Gwyneth Paltrow. Seeking help is not a life sentence. Once you can manage your disorder, it can no longer rule your life. Please note that any advice I give here should be taken with a grain of salt. Everyone's life is a different story, and these are merely generalized tips. Results will vary. I know you can pick any YouTuber to watch, so I just want to thank you for picking one of my videos. I hope it helped.